And welcome back, fellas, to Marriage or Hell Nah, the channel breaking down Reddit topics such as relationships, marriage, divorce, cheating thotty women out here in these streets like none other in the business, where we cover the story, but we also break it down. And fellas, today, what we are going to be talking about is none other, and you guessed it, her in these streets, in them sheets. So this man happened to catch his wife cheating, and let's just say she brought something back. Shout out to all my day one subscribers. Feel free to hit that like button coming into the video. It really helps the algorithm push out the message. I appreciate all the love, family. Without further ado, let's get it. The title of this post is Wife Cheated and Gave Me STD. Filthy, bro. Filthy. I don't know how I would handle something like that, bro. If I found that out, I would lose my damn mind. Not only my wife cheating, but she come back home with nastiness. I don't know, fellas. Let me know how you guys will handle this one. Let's get into the story. He starts off, was just told by my wife today that she had a one-night stand back in late January with some guy she met at a bar during a work trip. Now, fellas, be honest with yourself. If you listen to my story times, how many times do we talk about what happens on these work trips? Often, like a throwback weekend song. The reason she told me was because she tested positive for chlamydia. I have been having symptoms of what I thought was a UTI, so I went to the doctor about a month ago and wasn't tested for STDs because I didn't think she had been unfaithful. They gave me medicine, and that was that. The symptoms seemed to lessen but returned. Then today, my wife told me she found out on Wednesday she tested positive for chlamydia. She has been going to get blood tests for other possible STDs. I have to go to the clinic tomorrow for a full battery of STD tests. I'm not going to lie, I'm scared that I might have something even worse than chlamydia, like herpes or the HIV from her one night stand. Now, fellas, check this out. We have been married for 19 years and have been together for almost 23 years. We have 4 children together. That's crazy. Just take a pause and think about that. They've been married for 19 years, together for 23 years, and they have 4 children together. But watch the way that she chose to get down in these sheets. I'm not going to lie, this really hurts. We have been having issues for the last year, but I didn't know that they were as serious as she thought that they were. She was up north for a work trip and got drunk at a bar, and some guy hit on her, and she took him back to her hotel room and had unprotected spicy time sex. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Decided to use no protection, just in the moment, being the ultimate thotty and saying that she gonna do whatever she wanna do. Not only did she spread her legs, but spread her legs with a random guy unprotected, and she's a mother of 4 and been married or been with a man for 23 years. Let that set in. That's crazy. She had been in a dark place with anxiety and depression. She said that she didn't feel like our marriage was working and thought we should try being single. She said she regretted it immediately after it happened. Sure, you're right. She told me everything that she did. Turns out the grass isn't greener. I am very conflicted. I love my wife. I love our family. But her selfish act put my health at risk and our life together in jeopardy. When I asked her why she didn't get tested, she is asymptomatic. She said that she didn't want to admit to herself what she had done. The guilt. The guilt is eating her alive. She is very apologetic and sorry. She has been actually physically sick and weeping on and off. A sick coincidence was we start marriage counseling on Wednesday, the same day she found out. During the counseling session, when the counselor asked if there was any infidelity, she answered no. She did this knowing she was going to have to tell me. She said that she was ashamed to tell the counselor on the first visit. She started going to her own counselor about 2 months ago, but didn't tell him yet either. Now she told me because she had to. Ding, ding, ding. I want to highlight something here as well. This shows her lack of accountability and her lack of actually trying to put in the work to fix the situation. I get that you're going to a therapist and it may be the first visit, so you don't really want to spill all the beans. But really, when you're going to the therapist, you're there because you have a problem. So how can somebody help you fix a problem if you're not willing to be open and honest with yourself to allow the mediator in this case to be able to highlight those and be able to show you some kind of path forward? So you're going into the session not only being dishonest with yourself, but you're being dishonest with your husband and a therapist. So where is she showing any remorse or accountability? She's not. I am at a loss of what to do. I don't know how or if I'm able to get past this. I don't know how I will be able to be with her physically again, as the thought of it currently makes me feel ill. I don't understand how she could do something so thoughtless and reckless to possibly throw it all away rather than talk about what was hurting her. I am just numb. Please, only helpful comments. Now I'm gonna jump straight into the comments because a lot of people had some shit to say about this one and this foul situation. Now the first person chiming in is a sister. Now I know you guys can't see this because I try to give people their privacy on this channel, but she hit on some facts, so let's read them out. Sir, she is lying about everything, and the only reason she told you anything at all was because she couldn't hide the STD anymore. Facts, 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 facts. The fact that she's more worried about what a damn therapist will think of her is so concerning, considering that is literally their job. Shaking my head. She isn't taking any accountability at all and is not being honest to anyone around her. More and more about her will be exposed as the weeks go by, and you are going to be mortified. I wish I could make you see through her BS clearly. Edit. She obviously suspected she had something if she went behind your back to get tested and then scheduled a marriage counseling appointment before letting you know. She knows exactly what she's doing and how to mindfuck you to get away with it. 217 upvotes on that one. I just couldn't really capture it, but I got nothing to say behind that one. That is absolute fact because I said it earlier on. It's more than obvious. Now, the next comment comes from an OG brother in the game. When I do these story times, you start to recognize names that you see within certain subreddits. And this brother right here is an OG. You got a smooth Kango hat on, and I block everything out for privacy's sake. But he always sheds wisdom to every story that I see him on. The only advice you need right now is that of a very good attorney. There's no coming back from this. Plus, if it weren't for the STD, you would never know about her betrayal. There's possibly more hidden than just the one-night stand. Forgiveness isn't remotely available. 67 upvotes on that. Word up, OG. That's my guy right there. Okay, so rule 1 at this point, assume she is lying about a lot more than that. If she told you this because she had to, what hasn't she been forced to tell you? Good point. Just Google or look at some of the good infidelity subs and search for Trickle Truth. Don't worry, I got them covered. That's the reason why I share these stories with the community. And the reason why I bring you guys these stories is because when you go on Reddit, it shows you exactly what people are going through in their day-to-day relationships. Look at it, 19 hours ago. This is not something that was 2 years ago. It is much more likely that she has cheated tons of times than just one. Second, get a lawyer and start filing. You can always change your mind later. This may be the only leverage you have ever to find out the real truth, though. In closing, fellas, in this story time, you learned about the selfish actions of a woman who was married to a man for 19 years. Not a family of two, but a family of four. And just like any relationship, you're always going to have your ups and your downs, your highs and your lows, and of course, those frustrating times. Now, I also have to be able to talk about the fact that she did express her need to go to the streets. And, they had a conversation around it. And most people who listen to this type of content, you would say to yourself, well, let her be in the streets and let her be the thotty that she wants to be. But keep in mind, I'm not one to change a thotty's decisions, but we are talking about a mother of four. And in most cases, when people be out here talking about they out here looking for a partner, this is actually what partnership looks like. They've been together for 23 years. I get that they may be going through some things, but for you to turn your back on the family in such a way to where you out here busting it open for another man that's not your husband, giving it up to some guy you met at a bar, and then had the nerve to get between the sheets with no protection, and then she gonna bring that shit back home to you? I'm sorry, but those are grounds that I can't accept. But let me know if you fellas think I got this story wrong. How would you guys handle it? Until next time, fellas, choose wisely. And leaving this woman seems like a wise choice to me. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.